morning, Ma'am Flora. Good morning, classmates. I am Lovely Grace Sampaga from Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English. So, for today's video, I will discuss to you the 5 out of 15 rules of the subject-verb agreement. I know a lot of us find it confusing. So, without further ado, let's start our discussion. Rule number 1. We use and for two subjects. If two subjects joined by and, they typically require a plural verb form. Example number 1. The dog and the goat are jumping over the fence. As you can see, we have two subjects, which is dog and goat, because they are connected by and. In that case, if we have two subjects connected by and, we have to use a plural verb, which is are. Sometimes it gets tricky when we use the word and. So when commas set off a parenthetical element in a sentence, what lies between the commas has no effect on the verb. It's like subordinate clause or prepositional phrase. Example number 2. Barangay San Jose and all the Andanians donates clothes in Rizal City. So our parenthetical element here is and all the Andanians. Don't get confused if you saw a comma with and. Our subject here is Barangay San Jose. As you can see, our subject is singular, so we also use a singular verb, which is donates. Rule number 2. The basic rule. Subjects and verbs must agree in number. So if you use singular subject, you also have to use singular verb. If you use plural subject, your verb also must be a plural verb. Singular subject to singular verb, plural subject to plural verb. Example number 1. The dogs bark very loud. Our subject is dogs and our verb is bark. As you can see, our subject is plural, so we have to use a plural verb, which is bark. Example number 2. The dog barks very loud. The subject here is dog and our verb is barks. Since dog is singular subject, we have to use a singular verb, which is barks. Rule number 3. Subordinate clauses. Subordinate clauses doesn't affect the agreement. Example number 1. The cell phone that is on the books belongs to Angel. Our subordinate clause is that is on the books. It modifies the word cell phone. So even if we remove the that is on the books on the sentence, still your sentence have a sense, which is the cell phone belongs to Angel. So our subject is cell phone and our verb is belongs. Since we use cell phone as our singular subject, we also have to use belongs as a singular verb. Example number 2. The books that are on cupboard are mine. Our subject here is books, and our subordinate clause here is that are on cupboard. So since our subject is plural, we have to use a plural verb, which is are. Rule number 4. Here or there. With here or there, the true subject follows the verb. Example number 1. There is a chocolate on the table. The real subject on this sentence is chocolate. Since chocolate is a singular subject, we have to use a singular verb, which is. Example number 2. Here are the books that you wanted. Our subject is books, and since books is a plural subject, we have to use a plural verb, which is are. Rule number 5. In a question, at least part of the verb comes before the subject. Example number 1. Who is the secretary of the class? Our subject here is secretary. Since secretary is a singular subject, we have to use a singular verb, which is is. Example number 2. Are the children ready to go? Our subject is children, and we are going to use a plural verb, which is are, because children is a plural subject.